Hi, I'm Hiba, welcome to my video. Today I'll be discussing how my video links back to storyboarding and also theory. So the first shot I'm going to be talking about is a shot of the two houses seen right at the beginning of the trailer. The original storyboard picture looked a bit like this, and we actually began by thinking that it was just going to be a wide shot of just the houses. We didn't think there was going to be really any movement, but when we came to shooting it, we decided we were going to do a pan of the houses. So I got the camera and did a close-up of the houses from door to door. This also links into theories, or well, not so much theories, more conventions, as the door is red, which is a colour commonly used in horror movies, and it's kind of like links to iconography. The next storyboard picture that we did is when the actress Anmol picks up the phone. So the original storyboard picture looked a little bit like that, and yeah, we decided we were going to have Samir in the background and Anmol pick up the phone. We were originally going to have quite a lot of negative space, but we decided to fill it to make it look a little bit more homely, to show the differences between the old and the new house. The shot of the girls in the car was going to be taken from the exterior of the car, but we then decided to place the camera inside the car and shoot it from there. And we also, it shows that Sydney's, who's at the back, her face is quite clear, but when we actually came to filming that part, we darkened her face by using the lightings of the car, which kind of is links to Levi Strauss's Binary Opposites, as the two girls at the front were in the light, showing that they're sane and they have their sanity, whereas Sydney, who is at the back, is in complete darkness, to show the contrast between those two characters. The shot with the girls spinning the bottle, we decided to go for an overhead shot of the bottle spinning, which will come up in later, which is this storyboard, but we decided to switch them over and have the bottle spinning first, and then we showed the faces of the girls. This kind of shows the girl in a normal environment and brings about fear of the known, as they're just having fun. It also builds up pace, as it seems like everything is coming and happening, like everything's going well, but then later on we find out that it's not going well. The next one of Sydney breaking the glass is something that we also decided to use. We decided to ended up taking it from a lower angle, because it showed that although she was getting back to feeling normal and felt like she had control, she didn't, and there was something kind of from below watching her and following her. In terms of where that storyboard comes in Toro's narrative theory, it's beginning to be the disruption of things, as we had like the normality of things, and you know, we had the equilibrium where the girls were happy, but things start to get disrupted. The next thing we have is of a light swinging. We didn't actually use this shot for shot. We used a chandelier and we had it shaking to kind of show the paranormal activity in a more way, like a clearer way. This also goes on to the door slamming, which we didn't actually use for the final because we took the shot and it didn't work. Instead, we later used a shot of somebody, a black silhouette, crossing the hallway. The vinyl player shots were not taken again from this angle. We went for more close-up angles, as we felt this showed the fear of that item a lot more. In terms of this hallway shot, we didn't use it as we felt that it would reveal too much of the storyline, and it was best to keep that kind of in the unknown, as we wanted the audience to come up with their own theories. The shot of the girl looking at hands is something we also decided to use. This also uses Levi Strauss's Binary Opposites, as she has lots of like red, and it's in contrast to the extreme white bed sheets. We didn't use a shot of the sage burning. Instead, we just went for the book shot of them trying to banish the demon, and that's kind of after the recognition. The recognition comes with the vinyl scene. and, you know, the repair is them trying to get rid of the demon, which is that book part. The mirror scene, we actually have the mirror scene as a pan, and it kind of it's edited so it pans into the next scene. We were initially just going to have it as a still shot, but we thought this works really well. It also comes back at the end in the jump scare where we have her screaming, and that screaming shot links to the monstrous feminine, as the female is the evil character in the film. The shot of Amal running was then, we initially were going to take it from a higher angle, but we decided to go from a lower angle to show again that she thinks she has power, she thinks she's running away from things, but they're always going to haunt her. The shot of Sydney in under the stairs is one that kind of exemplifies the idea of the final girl. It seems like she's isolated and she's alone and she's the last survivor. We also brought in some ideas of props narrative theory. We didn't use all of the character types, but sort of had the idea of hero and damsel in distress, as all of these roles sort of change, because you saw Anmal, who's kind of takes action and she has a bloody knife in her hand, which is another use of iconography, and she's almost like the hero of that part. And then you have the kind of almost damsel in distress who's Sydney, but little did the audience really know that she's actually the villain of the work. So we used some ideas of that, and I do believe that the characters do drive the plot forward, as without them the story wouldn't move. Other theories that we used were the Enigma code, that's an Enigma code. Some ideas of this is things such as iconography, which is, for example, the symbolism of the mirror and what that represents, and the smashing of the glass and what that foreshadows. We also use the hematic, or the actual Enigma code, which is thinking about what the audience might question, and there's the idea of they might question the sanity of Sydney's character Persephone, as it said at the beginning that she's returning back from a facility. They might question whether the paranormal activity is real or not, and they might question if the girls will escape the paranormal activity or not.